as we know, education is key, and our region can benefit much from cooperation and sharing lessons, research results, and best practices. Thus, it is really great to attend the Bett Asia Leadership Summit, where we could benefit from the insight of education leaders. More importantly, it is a great privilege to share our modest contribution on our innovation in education sector. Firstly, I shall briefly discuss concerning the reason for choosing our topic, case study, Myanmar, determining academic success for the future, improving emotional well-being and university students to positively impact learning in our country, Union of Myanmar. In Myanmar, engaging students in Myanmar, engaging students at university level is a complex multi-directional task, and it is necessary to enhance the overall well-being of students and to reduce university attrition rates. We are interested in method of engaging the whole person, the cognitive, motivational, and especially affective aspect that often create complex dilemma for students facing their university experience. Sorry. Next, we are interested in our interest is arising from the realization that a large number of students appear with the wide range of personal problems and difficulties that they face while attempting to settle into university life. Many of the issues are extremely serious in nature, such as mental health problems, sexual assault, and drug and alcohol crises. We feel strongly that we have a responsibility that goes beyond cognitive engagement. It must also include assistance with emotional stability, as early discouragement due to cognitive experiences can end an otherwise promising career. We will initiate open discussion on the concept of engaging a student as a whole person. After a brief introduction and overview, we will open the following topics for discussion. First topic is, what issues and problems do university students of Myanmar face? Second approach is, what strategies can we use to identify the student with problems? Last is, what role should teachers take after identifying these students? That is, how can we help? Here, I wish to highlight on the first point that Myanmar learners have historically faced a wide range of stress and challenges while embracing new direction in their lives. The complexity of these stresses, however, appears to be expanding as we enter a new millennium. A number of studies suggest that higher rates of psychological morbidity are being recorded among the learners throughout the world. The aim of this research is to explore issues relevant to mental health and emotional well-being among a sample of university students in Myanmar, with the focus being possible identification of negative issues that may impact on one's ability to succeed in the academic environment. Now I'm going to move to the next part of my talk, that is an overview of research method used in this research. In this talk, we are going to present the case which is based on qualitative empirical study made in two research tools, questionnaire and open discussion. The study was well recognized. Data were gathered from several actors and sources. Distributed data were compiled through questionnaire as well as open discussion with university teachers and students to have their personal experiences regarding areas of academic achievement, social interaction, and health issues. The participants were 106 university students attending at university in 2016 academic year who were enrolled in psychology, law, political science, and business administration courses. They voluntarily completed and returned the provided self-report questionnaire. Moreover, 32 university teachers and 58 students voluntarily discussed their personal experiences. A questionnaire was adapted. A questionnaire was by Bowlby J. 1973 was adapted for this study regarding students' experiences to health and well-being as well as academic lifestyle. The first part of the questionnaire focused on demographic information, while the second part was designed to gain information about participants' actual experiences. Questionnaires were distributed on campus by the researchers after personal approaches to selected groups of students, information sheet describing the purpose of the research as well as information regarding the anonymous nature of the project was included. Participants were required to circle their response on a scale from 1 stand for strongly disagree, 2 stand for disagree, 3 unsure, and 4 stand for agree, 5 stand for strongly disagree, regarding the relevance of the experiences described in the statements. In this slide, as you can see in table 1, 63% of the students have positive social interaction, but 37 students suffer from hectic social life. In looking at mental health problem, some criteria are considered. Table 2 show that 52% of the students approach their teachers for their difficulties and strongly help with their personal problems from them. But 48% of the students suffer from loneliness, isolation, and other mental health problems. According to table 3, 70% of the students have positive experiences in their university days, but 30% of the students encounter negative experiences such as abuse, sexual assault, and poor eating patterns. According to table 4, it is found that 43% of the students have some difficulties in academic skills. The data show that they are lack of academic skills because the course they learned and doing assignment are difficult than they expected. But 57% of the Participants think that it is right to come to universities. They could study well in the dormitory and maintain strong focus on their studies. Table 5 shows the average percentage for 4 study areas: social interaction, mental health, experience, and academic. The positive and negative impact on the 4 study areas are also shown. It is found that students have more positive impact on the 4 study areas than negative impact. Figure 1 shows that female participants have higher positive social skills than male participants. But for hectic social life, male participants are lower than female participants. In figure 2, it is shown that male participants have more mental health problems than female participants. But male participants do not feel that they are overwhelmed by responsibilities. Female participants approach their lecturer about their difficulties and sought help with their personal problems from their counselor more than male participants did. Figure 3 shows that female participants encountered negative experiences more than male participants. Both male and female participants encountered abuse higher than drug and alcohol use and sexual assault. Myanmar students also suffered from poor eating pattern, but they could focus on their study and felt that their lecturers cared about them. According to Figure 4, the level of difficulties and academic skills by female participants is higher than male participants. It was very difficult for female participants to study in the dormitory and to maintain strong focus on their study. They expected more in academic achievement, whereas male participants did not expect a lot in their achievement. Both of the participants had difficulties in the course and doing assignments. Therefore, it is thought that their lack of academic skill to some extent. To sum up in Figure 5, positive impact on 4 study area is higher in percentage than negative impact.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let me continue.
Perhaps
Let me
you'd like to
continue
remain
second
on
part.
stage.
Second
Let
part.
me continue
Yes,
second
yes,
part
no
of the
problem. Yes.
presentation.
Sure, no problem.
So, good afternoon, everybody. So, thank you very much to have a chance to present second part of our presentation. So, our second part is discussion section. Firstly, I'd like to discuss regarding research question 1, what issues and problems do university students of Myanmar face? According to the data, so a large proportion of participants were identified as having a positive social interaction, that is 63%. So these issues are important for students in assisting the development of stability and success, as identified by Adams et al. 2006, who argued that these strong relationships assist in laying the foundation for emotional well-being of the students. However, this research also identified several areas of concern. So moreover, 75% of the male respondents and 86% of female respondents reported being really stressed, while 20% cited poor eating patterns and weight gain or lost. So most of these samples believe that they can cope with their responsibilities. However, 0% reports that they have no experience of drugs on campus. There's no problem controlling their alcohol intake, and about 12% reports having an extremely negative sexual experience. All these findings paint a picture of university students struggling to cope with negative experiences to some extent. These findings support the research by Koch et al. 2006, who identified emotional well-being issues at a far higher incidence than in general populations. As reported by Trotter and Roberts 2006, university students appear to find it difficult to seek support for personal and emotional problems. However, in this study, with 48% of participants seek assistance from the university teachers, despite 75% of participants identifying themselves as suffering from anxiety and 61% suffering from depression. Also, 54% of participants identified their need for help with emotional issues, but they are reluctant to seek it. However, interestingly, 73% of Myanmar respondents describe being able to offer emotional support to their friends. One of the interesting points here is that also, 54% of participants identify their need for help with emotional issues, but they are reluctant to seek it. So this suggests areas of concern that could be further investigated by institutions when developing student support programs. This gender difference is also evident in predicting academic difficulties. According to the male data, the best predictors for academic difficulties were mental health problems and the negative experiences. These findings imply that support programs for students aiming to address their academic difficulties might require different strategies for male and female students. Now, I'm going to deal with research question 2, what strategies can we use to identify the students with problems? For female students, facilitating more positive interactions may assist with their more positive academic coping, whereas for male students, addressing mental health issues and negative experiences associated with their campus may facilitate more successful academic outcomes. So it is of major concern to these researchers that our interaction with students displaying perceived issues such as anxiety, depression is increasing. While universities don't expect academics to deal with students' emotional problems, we have found that the academic is often the first part of call for students in distress. As academicians, we have a strong belief in duty of care for our students, as do universities and other educational institutions. It is our suggestion that the issue of student-teacher ratio in all universities is an issue that needs careful consideration. Here, some suggested strategies as the basic for enhancing discussion on research question 2. So the first point is careful observation of patterns of attendance, meeting deadlines, maintaining grades. The second point is we have to identify students who have difficulty in communicating with lecturers. And the third point, we have to identify withdrawn or unusually quiet behavior. So the next point is getting direct and indirect information from other students. And the last point, engaging empathetic communication skills. Now, I'm going to deal with research question 3. What role should lecturers take after identifying these students? That is, how can we help? So, some helpful approaches listed to generate additional ideas and interaction about research question 3 should be continued. The first approach is employing an open and interested approach. So that is open door policy. And the second point is identification of all possible sources of support for students. And third point, establishing direct communication or direct relationship with university teachers or medical officers. And after that, we have to establish strong relationship with learning skills advisors. And then, next point, encouraging students' involvement in university clubs, for example, sporting and social activities. And the last point is taking a concerned and supportive approach to students with severe problems. So, to sum up, we would like to express that stresses and challenges faced by Myanmar University students were investigated with the aims being to identify issues that may impact on emotional well-being of students and also to assess whether issues impacting on emotional well-being affect academic performance. So here, results indicate that mental health problems and negative experiences for students were strong predictors of academic difficulties. These findings are discussed in relation to the mentioned research questions. So in conclusion, findings are in line with a number of studies which suggest higher rates of psychological morbidity being recorded among the learners throughout the world.